I believe that everyone will really be safe, as in, because I'm filming in a school environment, it's a naturally safe place because of the precautions that already existed, such as fire alarms, and there's also other things to prevent issues from happening that could affect our team. So realistically, yeah, they are very safe. Is anyone really in any danger? No, not really. There isn't much danger at all. The potential hazards are very minor and not really going to affect you much at all if they do happen, which is very unlikely anyway, so no one's really in any danger. When on the recce, I discovered that the hallway I wished to film in was quite narrow, and because I was using two lighting boxes as well as a tripod, it'll be very tight to fit it all at the end of the corridor, so it's going to be quite difficult and a major tripping hazard when filming down this corridor. And it'll also be difficult for the public to use that corridor because obviously we'll be taking up a lot of room, so we have to plan to film during a time that's not when it's not in as much use as it typically would be, so probably after school or during lesson time, so when the students aren't around the corridors. Well, when I was making my risk assessment, that didn't come to my mind at all, so luckily I went on the recce and saw that there was this issue. No, so I didn't think about that, but that's it really. So my solutions of the risks are very realistic because most of them already exist because it's part of the school's policy. So for example, fire alarms, obviously they're already going to be there, I won't have to provide that, so that's obviously realistic. A risk, so another risk I came up with was tripping over equipment, and it's common knowledge you're not really going to trip over equipment, and I had a solution of showing them a video and how to lift up the equipment properly. That's quite possible, so yeah. I believe I do have everything I need to make my sequence, as all of the equipment will be provided by the school, so that way I don't have to think about what I need to get and if I need to hire anything. The only thing I need to actually buy is makeup for my special effects, which I'll be happy to buy anyway because it's not that expensive. But if I was to rent out equipment, it would be more expensive than obviously free equipment because it's free. I'm 100% certain I have everything I need to make it because I've planned my sequence. I've got a script, I've got a storyboard, and I know what I need to get those shots and record the audio and do everything I need to make the sequence. So yes, I'm 100% certain I have everything I need. I believe I have considered the cost properly because I thought about if I wasn't part of the school system that I wouldn't I'd actually have to pay for renting equipment or even buying it, but I went for the renting option when thinking about it. But I ruled that out obviously because the school's supplying me the equipment for free. The only thing I do have to pay for is makeup, which again is not that expensive, so I'm happy to pay for this, and I will have considered all the costs. Apart from maybe if it was more of a real sequence and not to do with the school, I'd have to pay for transportation and maybe food for the cast and crew. But that's about it really. Yes, I haven't got signed permission from the owner of the location to say that I can film there. So there is the potential for someone to come up and say, well, do you have permission? And an email isn't enough permission for you to film here. I need more evidence. So we could be affected with that, but also permission wise, I haven't got signed permission by the actors either. So maybe he could be a bit upset with how it looks and not want that to be produced. Yes, because as I said earlier, we're taking up quite a majority of the corridor. It could get in people's way and they'd have to walk around, which is why I plan to film in a less active time, so there's not as many people around. I've asked all the correct people for permission, but I haven't put up notices to ensure people realise that I'm actually filming, but that shouldn't be much of an issue because I will be filming at a less busy time. But I believe I have all the right permissions, I just need to get them signed and then I can go. But I didn't think about that before, but reviewing what I've got to do, I've suddenly thought, oh, I've got to get signatures. Well, unfortunately, they could do, because I'm filming in a school as part of my sequence. So, and if the school found it offensive, even though they've signed to say I could film there, if they found the content offensive, I believe they possibly could take it down. But otherwise, there's no reason anyone would be able to take it down, apart from the fact that there isn't signed permission and the school may find it offensive. I believe I have assessed everyone's skills, because all the people filming with me are on my course, and we had to do a week's training before we could actually use the studio or use the studio's cameras, to make sure we knew what we were doing for, you know, these 2 years. So I know that they already have the skills, as I already have the skills as well. I believe my crew does know what they're doing before the shoot starts, as I've given them copies of all of my pre-production materials, such as the recce, so they know where they're going to be. I've given them materials such as the script and the storyboard. I've told them which shots I need to get, how to set up the camera, how to set up the light boxes. I've also showed them in the studio as well how to like pulse the lights in synchronization with each other, so that way the effects can be symmetrical. Otherwise they'll be, often it wouldn't match. But I have actually told my crew what to do before we've actually gone off and filmed, so I believe they will know what they are doing before the shoot starts. I do have one concern, and that's my actor. As he's not done any acting experience for an A-level, he wouldn't be as professional as I'd liked him to be. But his the way he's dressed and the way his aura comes across is perfect for my character. And there isn't heavy acting. It's just him looking up. There's no like difficult situation. So really, I'm not that nervous about the acting. I don't really have any concerns. One thing I would be concerned about is the pulsating lights when filming, but I've already gone over this before filming, so they know how to do it, but I just want to make sure that's 100% correct. Otherwise I'd have to reshoot, because it's all to do with the after effects of the sequence, and that wouldn't look right if it wasn't correct. So that's the only thing I'm slightly concerned about, but that's it really. I believe they will, because it's not a hard sequence to create at all. The only challenges, again, are the lights and setting up the cameras to get the shots that I want. The acting's not difficult. The filming's obviously not going to be that difficult. The only thing I am slightly concerned about is post-production. But that's it. I believe that my sequence is totally believable. That's because it's not a hard sequence to create. It's a simple concept, and it's going to be easy. So I shouldn't really have any issues when creating the sequence, and it'd be easy to make realistic. I have really thought about how this is going to look, because I've planned my special and visual effects. I know what effects I'm going to use, and I've researched on how to create these effects to make sure that they are correct and how I want them to be and how I want them to turn out. So I know how to set up the cameras. I know I have to lock down the camera if I want to use a visual effect that I don't want to track, because that's just going to take up too much time. So I have researched on what I want to do, and I've thought about how the sequence is going to look. I believe it probably won't, because obviously this is one of my first sequences. I haven't really had that much experience. I don't know how to make the shots look magnificent, but obviously that's part of this course. I'm going to learn how to be able to do that, and by the end of the course I will be. But this is right at the beginning, so it probably won't be fit for broadcast on a television or a TV series, no. I think this because, as I said, it's not going to be professional. I don't have the skills yet to make it become professional. I haven't properly learned how to exactly make the shot nice. I'm learning, basically, so no, that's why. I'm really hoping it'll look pleasing enough, because I've planned my shots. I've planned on how it's going to look, and I've researched on how to make it look as aesthetically pleasing as I want it to. So this way my special effects, my visual effects will be in my head, and I'll know how to do them before I've already started. So I believe it will look aesthetically pleasing enough. It probably will look a bit amateurish. It wouldn't look poor, because I've researched, and obviously I've had past experience in my life, such as GCSE, with filming and creating my sequence. But I don't think it looked professional, definitely amateurish, but I think it'll look somewhat pleasing enough for me. To me, I think it looked quite good considering I know about my experiences, so I know that it's a good quality of work personally for me. Maybe not to another person, like, oh, that's not that great, but for me, I know it's good because I haven't had much experience, but hopefully this will be good enough for me. I believe I have given enough thought into the aesthetics, simply because I've researched all my effects and how to create them. I've watched videos on professionals creating these effects, and I've also watched just the actual effect in play. So I know what it should look like by the end of creating the effect, and I know how to set up the shots to make the effect actually work. So yes, I have thought about how it's going to look in the end. I've also planned out the colour correction. So I want a kind of dark blue tint to it, so it's kind of sad, so it goes across to the viewer and they see the darkness within the sequence. Good enough quality for me, for the client, yes, but obviously it wouldn't be good enough quality to put straight into a blockbuster film with a billion pound budget. That's not what this is. It's not going to be that good quality because obviously I haven't got the budget for it, as it's an amateur film, but it will be somewhat good quality because I've got experience, and a little bit of experience, not much, but I've got somewhat experience, and I've also researched what I'm going to create, so I have an idea on how to create it. I will be recording audio, but I'll only be using diegetic sounds for a few of the shots, such as the bike wheel spinning, but I can easily use that an actual downloaded MP3 file of a creaky bike wheel is not really an issue, but I will obviously it'll be predominantly music, so that's the main aspect of the video, so it shouldn't really be an issue with sound at all, and I believe the sound will be okay. I believe it will meet the requirements of the client because it's what I planned it to be, and I'm not going to change it at all. So when I do film it, I've already planned on how it's going to look, and I'm not going to change that since the client has already approved of what I'm going to do, so it's not going to change at all. Probably not, because I've set myself some really high expectations. Obviously I want it to look extremely professional and definitely be able to be put in a blockbuster film, but that's just not possible with my budget and my skill set. So it will but won't meet my expectations, because I know my expectations are too high. It probably possibly would be believable for a paying audience, but it's not a professional sequence. I haven't put millions of pounds in a sequence to create it and make it look absolutely beautiful and make money off it, because it's an amateur film, it's for school, it's not going to be top quality video, it's just not. So it probably won't be believable for a paying audience, but it will be a believable sequence. Like, my effects should be really good and my filming should be quite decent, but it just won't have that to make it look great. I believe I will have everything I need because I've created a storyboard, I've created a script, and I know what I need to film. I've also decided to film some extra bits that aren't in the storyboard or script, just in case I decide to change my mind later on, and I won't have to go and do a reshoot. It'll all be there, and it won't waste my time. So yes, I believe will have everything I need. As I said earlier, I planned my script, I planned my storyboard, and it's got the okay. They said that's how they would like the sequence to be, so I'm going to create it as that. I'm not going to change it, and with the shots planned, it should cut together. There'll be no reason why it shouldn't. I believe I have thought about how the end product would look like, because obviously I've got pre-production material. I've obviously thought about it because I've got a script, I've got a storyboard. I know what it's going to look like in my head. Whether that changes slightly there's a high potential for that, because things change, but I know how I want the end product to look like, and I'm gonna try my hardest to make it look as I plan it to be. So yes, I have thought about how my end product will look like.